What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Total Dragon, the site where I reread and review Eric Larson's masterpiece, Savage Dragon. Today we are on issue number 3. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Last time we saw Dragon, he was out of town and had a team up with the Ninja Turtles. So let's see what's been happening, or what's going on. Alright. Starting off, we're right here on the first page. We have got Peter Clapton, who we have seen a little bit of here and there in previous issues, mostly in little blurbs mentioning that he is a huge rock star and known for his illustrious mane of hair. But in the last issue, we had a news report pop up like Eric Larson's been fond of using. As you can see kind of on this page here, we have another news break. He uses these news breaks to kind of tease things and foreshadow stuff that's going to be coming down the pipe. The last one we had saw was one where Peter Clapton was involved in some type of fire and lost his trademark hair. And what we also had in that same issue was there had been a new vigilante hero making his rounds in Chicago by the name of Star. And he had long, illustrious hair as well. And in the last appearance, he had his hair burnt off when he went toe-to-toe with one of the Super Freaks. So really what we're kind of seeing here is Star loses his hair, Peter Clapton loses his hair. So they're kind of teasing them that they're both one and the same. So that's kind of what we're getting at. Then, like I said, we have the news break here. It lets us know there's a Super Freaks are busting out of the penitentiary. So we're going to turn on over. And then we've got newest member of the Force, Dart. She's battling some of these freaks here. She just showed up, and as usual, with Dragon being out of town, the Chicago Police Department is undermanned and under-weaponized. They can't even come close to matching the power that these freaks have. We've got a little bit of prison justice right here. Cutthroat, who we've seen previously battle Dragon and end up getting thrown in jail. He calls this guy out who tried to rat on the Overlord, and he gets a little bit of what's coming to him. And then back on the scene here, the aforementioned Star. He shows up just as Peter Clapton had to cancel his interview. So we've got Star and Dart right here doing the best they can to squash this prison break. But as we see, honestly, they are really nothing more than just regular humans with gadgets and some fancy fight moves. And we kind of see Dart gets blasted. Star's starting to get the hell beat out of him. And then up here above Star, who's this cape silhouette figure right here? This is an awesome shot right here. Spin this around. Boom. Bottom of his jaw just blowed right on off. But the real money shot is right here. He's back. Mighty Man. He swoops in, kind of freaks everybody out. They really know it's time to stop fighting and just go ahead and make a hasty retreat. Dart tries to say, hey, you've got the power to stop these guys. Mighty Man just says, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. So the next page, Dragon's back in town, and he meets his good friend on the Force, Alex. She just lets him know that, yeah, things go to hell when you're gone. And they did again this time. And also, her and Dragon kind of make reference that Frank's been acting real squirrely, and they think someone's gotten to him. So they kind of sense that the blackmail is going on with Frank. Then we cut to the hospital scene here. Dragon shows up to talk to Dart, and he doesn't really believe that Mighty Man appeared again. Kind of thinks, hey, he's dead. You know, did he bring Elvis with him or whatever? Dart doesn't think that's very funny. So she starts to give a little bit of attitude to Dragon, asking him why he wasn't here. And she starts to get a little bit bossy, and Dragon tells her, you got a lot of nerve. Just come right up here and tell me how I'm going to live my life. So the nurse comes in, says you guys are being a little bit too loud here, making things kind of scary. Dragon tells her, Miss, you just said the magic word. So I think that's kind of a little a wink and a nod right there. What does that mean? You said the magic word. I think we'll have to find out a little bit more about that later. So then Dragon leaves the hospital room, heads back to the police station. Frank's on a phone call with the Vicious Circle. Dragon asks him straight up, and he says, no, I can't talk about it right now. Dragon gets kind of a quick rundown from this other police officer. We got a lot of stuff going on right here in this on this page. We got the old lady who keeps claiming to be Dragon's mother, and that he's really a guy named Rodney. A lady keeps calling by the name of Amanda Mills, who we've seen before. And there's a leech-like creature removed from the neck of Shrew. Says that's the reason he went crazy. So like I said, we got a whole lot going on right here. And then there's more. Dragon's girlfriend, who was shot and murdered basically in his own apartment. And it says here that the guy who did it received a phone call from Debbie's own mother. That's interesting. And Dragon says, well, that's a little bit of fair play right here. Debbie's mom's going to have to deal with that. Then all of a sudden, right out the floor, scream! Dragon gets a quick punch into the face for his troubles. And one of the interesting things he says, what a crummy vessel. Isn't anywhere near what it should be. Speaking kind of like it's a puppet. Guts that police officer, blasts Dragon with some fire. Dragon's not really concerned with all that. Lets us know his name, the Fiend. Gets gunned down right here, and a hip just blasted right there in the police station. Not enough hate to fill this vessel. Be warned, I'll be back. So what we kind of are able to gather from the Fiend is some type of demon that possessed this guy, Charlie MacArthur, from accounting. And then we'll go back to good old DeKalb, Illinois. They've been teasing this for a couple of issues now. Finally, we're going to get to see what's in the basement. Alright, so now we'll get to the letters page. This guy right here, he writes a quick letter, says he's enjoying it. And he also makes mention right here at the top, or I'm sorry, at the bottom, keep kicking ass and I'll keep helping you pay for your house. Eric Larson replies, thanks a lot, but don't worry too much about my house. We had insurance. So what that is many years ago, in the 90s, there was a really bad fire in Chicago. In California. Surprise, surprise. And Eric Larson's house was one of the houses that was burnt in that wildfire that ran across a lot of neighborhoods, and a lot of damage was done. And he talks about a lot of the stuff that he lost, a lot of original art, stuff that he had bought off other artists, classic art pieces, stuff he had as a kid. So that's really what in regards that's to addressing to all the stuff that he lost. We got a couple other letters right here. And then we get to a little bit of stink right here. This guy, he wrote a nasty gram. No plot, no point, no problem. This is the way you described your Dragon Megaton Man one shot. Seems to me that describes your whole series. Woo! Shots fired right here. It's basically this guy, he's writing in to let Eric Larson know that your book is just people fighting for no reason. He's real critical of Larson right here, but I mean, the guy took the time out to write him a letter, so. But Eric Larson, in his defense, he answers it and prints it, and he tells the guy, he's like, you know, the dragon doesn't kill the shrew or the people in the bar. The dragon was going through a bad period. And then he also says, you know, this isn't a copy of the Smurfs. I don't find it necessary to make everybody likable all the time. Not finding the dragon likable in a story I can deal with. Reader apathy would bother me more. Then he kind of gives this guy a backhanded compliment at the very bottom. I print whatever's legible and halfway intelligent. You succeeded on that count, Travis. So then what we've got right here, that's the wrap-up of the letter page. Then we have a little backup right here starring Mighty Man, as we saw today, who he's actually alive and people just weren't imagining in him. He's kind of just testing his powers out right here for this person. Phyllis wants to get a little frisky. Mighty Man says, I'm not that kind of guy. We're friends. And that's really it here. Not a whole lot going on with this. So that is a wrap up to this issue right here. We've got some ads, images of Shadowhawk, Super Patriot, more Wildcat stuff. That's a wrap up for this issue here. Really the big takeaways from this one. More and more people are starting to notice that possibly Frank, or starting to notice that Frank's definitely being blackmailed and he's got secrets he's hiding. And more of the Peter Clapton star being the same person. And also the introduction of Mighty Man. Mighty Man is back, and reports of his death were grossly exaggerated. So that's it. And then next issue, we're definitely going to see what is in the basement. Can't wait to see what that is. They've been dragging it out for dragging. I did it again. They've been kind of stretching this out for a couple issues now. So that will be in issue 4. So that is officially a wrap, and thanks for everything. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.